The Galactic Council had made its decision 3 cycles ago. Humanity was expendable. Their small, blue-green world sat on the outer rim of civilized space, populated by beings who had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. When the Zarathi horde swept through the galaxy like a plague of living metal, consuming entire star systems, the Council wrote off the Sol system without a second thought. "Let the primitives buy us time," Council Prime Zethrak had declared, his crystalline form pulsing with cold logic. "Every day the Horde wastes on their pathetic resistance is another day for our core worlds to prepare." What the Council didn't understand was that humans had spent their entire evolutionary history as persistence hunters, and they had never learned how to give up. Captain Elena Vasquez stood on the bridge of the UES Defiance, watching the impossible odds approach through the viewport. 50,000 Zarathi ships, each one the size of a small moon, their hulls writhing with biomechanical tentacles that could tear through neutronium like paper. Behind them, the corpses of a dozen civilizations drifted in the void. Species that had surrendered after their first defeats. "Ma'am," Lieutenant Chen called from the tactical station, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "Long-range sensors confirm the Horde will reach Earth in 72 hours. Our fleet, we're all that's left." Elena looked around the bridge at her crew, 37 souls aboard humanity's last operational warship. The rest of Earth's defense force had been systematically destroyed over the past 6 months, each battle bought with human blood and stubborn refusal to retreat. The Defiance herself was a patchwork of salvaged components and jury-rigged systems, held together by determination and the kind of creative engineering that made other species nervous. "Chen, what's our ammunition status?" "Depleted, Captain. We've got maybe 6 nuclear torpedoes left, some conventional missiles, and the kinetic barriers. And the quantum core?" Chief Engineer Rodriguez spoke up from his station, his weathered face grim. "It's running hot, Captain, real hot. I've been pushing it beyond safety parameters for weeks. One more major engagement and—" He shrugged. Elena nodded. She'd expected as much. The Defiance had been fighting a running battle across 3-star systems, hitting Zarathi supply lines and rescue operations while larger alien fleets retreated to more defensible positions. What her crew lacked in advanced technology, they made up for in pure, bloody-minded persistence. "Ma'am, communications." Officer Park interrupted. "Incoming transmission from the Galactic Council." The holographic image of Council Prime Zethrak materialized above the bridge, his crystalline features arranged in what passed for concern among his species. "Captain Vasquez, we have reviewed your species' performance against the Zarathi. While admirable, continued resistance is illogical. We offer evacuation for your crew to the inner colonies." Elena felt her jaw tighten. "And Earth? Earth is regrettably lost. However, your sacrifice has provided valuable tactical data." "Cut transmission," Elena ordered. Park's finger moved to the control, but Zethrak's voice continued. "Captain, be reasonable. Your ship cannot possibly—" "I said cut it." The hologram flickered and died. Elena turned to her crew, seeing the same mixture of anger and determination reflected in every face. These weren't the refined, ancient races that populated the galaxy's core. These were the descendants of creatures who had hunted mammoth with pointed sticks and carved civilizations from hostile wilderness. "Rodriguez," she called. "How long would it take to remove the safety limiters from the quantum core?" The engineer's eyes widened. "Captain, That would be... How long? 12 hours, but ma'am, without the limiters, the core becomes essentially a contained singularity. If it destabilizes, it becomes a weapon. Elena's voice was quiet, but it carried across the bridge. A weapon that could crack a planet. Or a moon-sized ship, Lieutenant Chen added, understanding dawning in his voice. Elena nodded. The Zerathi Horde operates from a single massive command ship, their Queen Mind. Take it out, and the rest of the fleet loses coordination. They become just another mindless swarm. Captain, Dr. Sarah Kim, the ship's xenobiologist, spoke up from her science station. The energy release from a destabilizing quantum core, there's no way to survive it. Not at the range we'd need to be effective. I know. Elena looked around the bridge one final time. I'm not ordering anyone to stay. We still have escape pods. Anyone who wants to leave can... Ma'am, Pilot Officer Jackson interrupted, his young voice steady. With respect, where exactly would we go? Elena smiled grimly. That was the thing about humans. They were pack hunters. They fought as one or not at all. 18 hours later, the Defiance approached the Zerathi fleet on a suicide run that would have been called insane by any rational species. The ship's hull glowed with barely contained energy, its quantum core pushed far beyond its design limits. Behind them, Earth burned under Zerathi bombardment. Ma'am, Chen reported, the command ship is launching fighters. Estimate 3,000 interceptors inbound. Evasive maneuvers, Elena ordered. Rodriguez, how's our core? Singing like a tea kettle captain. I'd give it maybe 10 minutes before it goes critical. Perfect timing. Elena activated the ship-wide comm. All hands, this is the captain. In 5 minutes, we're going to show this galaxy what humans do when they're cornered. It's been an honor serving with you all. The Defiance dove through the Zerathi formation like a guided missile, its kinetic barriers absorbing enormous punishment as fighter craft swarmed around it. Elena watched the massive command ship grow larger in the viewport, its biomechanical surface writhing with defensive weapons. 2 minutes to critical, Rodriguez called out. 1 minute to optimal range, Chen added. Elena gripped the arms of her command chair. Around her, the bridge crew worked with the desperate efficiency of people who had nothing left to lose. In the distance, she could see the blue spark of Earth, still fighting, still refusing to surrender. Critical mass achieved, Rodriguez announced. Core breach in 30 seconds. Take us in, Elena whispered. The UES Defiance, humanity's last warship, crashed into the Zerathi Queen Mind at 17% of light speed. The quantum core breach that followed created a brief artificial star that could be seen from 3 systems away. Across the Zerathi fleet, 50,000 ships suddenly stopped in their coordinated attack patterns. Without their Queen Mind's guidance, they began attacking each other, their biomechanical programming collapsing into chaos. 3 days later, when Galactic Council forces finally arrived at Earth, they found a planet scarred but unbowed, surrounded by the debris of the largest military force in galactic history. In the wreckage, they discovered fragments of the Defiance, along with Captain Vasquez's final log entry. To whoever finds this, humans don't surrender. We don't retreat. And we sure as hell don't give up. Remember that the next time you write us off as expendable, the galaxy had learned its lesson. It would never underestimate humanity again.